Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. This past week, a friend of mine passed away from COVID complications. He had been recovering from cancer and had some complications from COVID. And it made me think about some things in my memory lane, if you will. I had third grade with him, and he really upset me one day. But at the same time, I learned an interesting concept from him. What had happened was I was at the cafeteria and I dropped my money on the floor. And when I went to pick it up, I couldn't find a quarter. And my asked my classmates, "Did you see my quarter?" And we couldn't find it. Now the cafeteria aide was very nice and allowed me to get lunch anyway, but I was upset at the time. Now looking back at it, that would have been $3 or $4 in today's money if you adjusted for inflation by Shadow Stats. There's this organization called Shadow Stats that measures inflation much more accurately than the federal government. And if you think about the commodities you could buy at the time, right? Gas was, I think, 75 cents a gallon, 80 cents a gallon, maybe. Silver was $3 or $4 an ounce, and gold was 200, $300 an ounce. Although bismuth was considerably more expensive than it is today, right? Um, I'll let you do the calculation. There's no way there's only been 50% or whatever inflation since 1996. Anyways, I couldn't find the quarter. I went to eat my lunch and I overheard a couple tables away my friend bragging about, haha, I found the quarter on the floor in the cafeteria. He didn't think I was nearby. This guy dropped a quarter. I found it. I overheard him. I have autism, so I pick up on background noises, especially things that I'm trying to tune into very easily. He didn't think I heard him. I heard him very clearly. And so I got up and went to his table and confronted him about it. And he said, "Well, finders keepers, I guess." And he refused to return the quarter to me. Now, the cafeteria aide was already very nice to let me have lunch anyway, so I figured I wouldn't pursue it anymore. But it gave me a bad taste about my friend. And I just bad feelings about it. Fast forward almost 30 years later, he passes away this past week. Now, not a good time to be using finders keepers when your classmate drops money on the cafeteria floor, but there is one place where you could apply finders keepers guilt free. So I recently ordered a Geiger counter off of eBay because I'm hoping to celebrate Mary Curry's 125th anniversary. I'm going to just go around in the desert looking for radioactive rocks. And if I find one, then I can say finders keepers, right? That's victimless, right? But not when your friend drops money on the floor, right? All right. So after 30 years, I finally get to apply the lesson that my friend taught me in a more positive way. Finders keepers. But only when you find stuff in nature, not when your friend drops money or drops valuables on the floor, right? So hopefully I'll find some polonium 210 and I'll build something out of it. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.